Do you ever feel like life is running away from you? Like you're so busy meeting deadlines, fulfilling obligations, and helping everyone else that there's no time left for you? If you've ever felt that way, you're not alone. In a world that constantly demands more, it's easy to lose sight of yourself. We're taught that saying yes to others makes us good, kind, and worthy. But what about saying yes to yourself? What about giving yourself the permission to be happy, fulfilled, and free? This isn't about being selfish. It's about being whole. Because here's the truth. When you constantly ignore your own needs, you're not just neglecting yourself. You're diminishing your ability to live fully and authentically. And let's face it, you can't pour from an empty cup. Today, we're going to explore what it truly means to say yes to yourself. We'll uncover why it's so hard, share real-life examples of what happens when we don't, and most importantly, I'll give you the tools to start making yourself a priority, because you deserve it. So, let me ask you one more time. When was the last time you truly said yes to you? Not to others' expectations, not to what you think you're supposed to do, but to your dreams, your needs, and your happiness. By the end of this journey, you'll not only understand why saying yes to yourself matters, you'll be ready to do it unapologetically. Let's dive in. Have you ever wondered why saying yes to yourself feels so complicated? Why the very idea of prioritizing your happiness comes with a whisper of guilt or hesitation? Let's unpack that. First, let's talk about the messages we've grown up hearing. From a young age, we're taught to put others first. Be kind, be helpful, be selfless. These are noble qualities, of course, but somewhere along the way, the line between kindness and self-sacrifice blurred. Society began to celebrate self-neglect as a form of virtue. You're such a hard worker, they say, or you're so giving. But how often do we stop to ask, are you okay? Are you fulfilled? Then there's the internal struggle. Many of us fear that prioritizing ourselves will make us seem selfish or ungrateful. Others worry about letting people down. And let's not forget the voice inside. The one that says, you're not good enough, or you haven't earned it, sound familiar? And it's not just societal pressure or inner doubt. There's another layer, the sheer busyness of life, work deadlines, family responsibilities, social obligations. Day after day, we're pulled in 100 different directions, until the idea of saying yes to ourselves feels like a distant dream. But here's the truth. This struggle doesn't mean you're weak or broken. It simply means you've been living in a world that hasn't taught you how to value yourself. And that's okay, because you're here now. You're starting to ask the right questions. And that's the first step toward change. In the next chapter, we're going to explore what happens when you don't say yes to yourself, how it affects your well-being, your relationships, and your ability to live a fulfilling life. Because understanding the cost is the key to reclaiming your power. You've taken the first step. Now let's keep going. A sense of urgency and empathy. Let's paint a picture. You're always available for others. Your boss knows you'll stay late to finish the report. Your friends count on you to plan every get-together. And your family leans on you for every crisis. On the surface, you seem like the glue that holds everything together. But deep down, you're unraveling. Sound familiar? Let's dig deeper. What happens when you consistently put yourself last? First, there's the physical toll. Burnout creeps in slowly, disguising itself as fatigue or stress. Maybe you're running on caffeine, skipping meals, or losing sleep just to keep up with the demands of the day. Before you know it, your body is screaming for rest. But you keep pushing forward, thinking, just one more task. Then there's the emotional impact. You start feeling resentful toward your job, your relationships, even yourself. You wonder why no one notices how much you're struggling. But here's the harsh truth. People can't prioritize your needs if you don't prioritize them yourself. And let's not forget the cost to your dreams. Think about the goals you've shelved because you were too busy helping everyone else. The novel you never wrote, the class you never took, the trip you never planned. Little by little, you lose touch with the things that once made you feel alive. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because it's important to recognize the patterns holding you back. Because here's the thing. Every yes you give to something that drains you is a no to something that could nourish you. In the next chapter, we'll explore why saying yes to yourself isn't just important. It's transformative. You'll learn how reclaiming your power can lead to a life filled with joy, purpose, and fulfillment. It's time to flip the script. Ready to take the next step? Let's dive in. All right, it's time for action. You've recognized the patterns. You understand the cost of neglecting yourself. Now, let's talk about how to flip the script and start saying yes to you. And no, this isn't about a complete life overhaul. It's about small, meaningful changes that lead to big transformations. Step 1. Identify what you truly want. This might sound simple, but when was the last time you sat down and asked yourself, what makes me happy? What do I need? Start with a quiet moment, a blank notebook, and some honest reflection. Write down one thing you've been longing for, a dream, a hobby, or even just more rest. When you put it into words, it becomes real. Step 2, start small. You don't have to rearrange your entire life overnight. Begin by carving out a little time just for you. Maybe it's 15 minutes in the morning to read, a walk in the evening, or finally signing up for that art class you've been eyeing. These small acts of self-prioritization send a powerful message. You matter. Step 3, practice saying no to say yes. Let's face it, this is the hardest part. But every time you say no to something that drains you, you're saying yes to something that nourishes you. And no, you don't have to be harsh or confrontational. Try this. I'd love to help, but I can't take this on right now. Or, thank you for thinking of me, but I need to focus on other priorities. Polite, firm, and unapologetic. Step 4, surround yourself with support. You don't have to do this alone. Seek out people who lift you up. Friends, family, mentors, or even online communities that share your goals. Remember, the energy you allow into your life shapes your journey. Finally, and perhaps most importantly, reframe self-care as a necessity, not a luxury. Taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's essential. When you're at your best, you're able to give more to the people and things that truly matter. The journey to saying yes to yourself isn't always easy, but it's worth it. And with each small step, you'll find yourself growing stronger, happier, and more aligned with the life you deserve. In the last part of this journey, we'll pull it all together and talk about how to embrace your yes with confidence and joy. Let's keep going. Here we are, the moment of truth. You've reflected, you've learned, and now it's time to take that knowledge and turn it into action. Because saying yes to yourself isn't just a one-time decision. It's a lifelong practice, a promise you make to honor your needs, your dreams, and your worth. Let's take a moment to look at the bigger picture. Imagine a life where you wake up each day feeling energized, where your choices align with your values, and where your happiness isn't a distant dream but a daily reality. That life is possible. It begins with every yes you say to yourself. So here's your final takeaway. Start small, but start now. Today, say yes to one thing that brings you joy. Maybe it's a quiet moment with a book, a walk in the park, or a long overdue conversation with yourself about what you truly want. Take that step and then another. With each choice, you'll build momentum and confidence. And remember, this isn't about perfection. It's about progress. Some days will be easier than others, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep showing up for yourself, even when it feels hard. You're worth it. As you move forward, Let this video be your reminder. You have the power to create a life that feels fulfilling and authentic. It starts with one simple word: yes. Yes to your dreams. Yes to your peace. Yes to you. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Now it's your turn to take the first step. Say yes to yourself and watch your life transform